do. So you go to physio, got knee pain, can't run for, let's say, 3 to 4 weeks because you're trying to rehabilitate that knee injury. But you've got your event in 8 weeks and you want to continue getting fitter during that time. So what you're going to do is try and continue to gain the physiological adaptations that you get from cardio type exercise. So that's increases in mitochondrial density, increases in capillary network density, increases in muscle size and strength, improvements in like VO2 max and in cardiac output and left ventricular hypertrophy and all these like physiological changes that come from just being out of breath a lot, right? So when you're out of breath, that's what stimulates those adaptations. So when we're talking cardio cross training, for the purposes of substituting when injured, we want to try, I sort of work off a zone substituting minute by minute kind of philosophy. So we take your training program. Let's say you were supposed to do, let's say it's a Tuesday, right? And you were supposed to do a 45-minute zone 2 run. So and we're going to work from a 5-zone system. So if anyone's not familiar with the training zones, it's like zone 1 is like as easy as you could possibly get. Zone 2 is like I could do this for a couple of hours maybe if I'm fit enough. Zone 3 is like I can sustain this for maybe an hour, more like 20 minutes for most people. Zone 4 is like what you would do if you were doing like a track workout. And zone 5 is like sprinting, like a 100-meter sprint kind of thing. And you define zone 5 by like you can't sustain it any longer than 30 seconds or so. So it's got to be very, very intense. And you could also just kind of mix that into easy, moderate, and hard, right? So all of our training should be, allocated to one of those zones. So if you're training for, again, if we go back to half marathon, then each workout should be geared towards one of those intensity sections. So if it's Tuesday and you've got a 45-minute zone 2 run, but you can't because you've got knee pain, then what you're going to do is a 45-minute zone 2 cross training session. So that might be 45 minutes and an intensity of 2 out of 5 on the bike or in the pool or on the rower. And in that way, you'll still benefit from those physiological changes, those physiological adaptations that come from cardiovascular work. Hang on. My wife's sending me a message. Yeah. I thought she was going to tell me I'm doing something wrong in this broadcast because she knows that I'm doing it, but she's not. She's just being an idiot and sending me smiley faces, so she's completely distracted me. Now, what was I saying? I shouldn't do these things live, should I? It means I don't have to edit it though. I think I was saying like a 45-minute zone 2 bike ride. You're still going to get all those physiological adaptations, but what you don't get is the physical stress on the knee, right? So that mechanical stress that the knee would have to undergo if you were running, you don't experience that. So that allows you to sort of continue training but not annoy the knee. So that's the purpose of cross training when you're injured. Yeah. And I've got a blog that I've written about that. It sort of just goes through it in a little bit more detail. And what I'll do in the description for this video, I'll put a link to that there. So if you do have an injury and you want to keep training, which you absolutely should, then read that. And it just talks about this principle and how to do it in a little bit more detail. But that's essentially it. You substitute your current training program of running for a training program of biking or swimming or something that you can do that doesn't hurt, but you match the minutes and you match the intensity. All right, okay, first part done.